Our youngest students have been subjected to boisterous protests outside their classroom windows. Our students were even blockaded from entering their school buildings. And I personally have been called names that would be impolite for me to say here on stage. Why? Our schools are knocking the ball out of the park, which means we are now considered a threat, not only to the educational establishment, but to the political establishment that feeds off of our failing public schools. How insane has it gotten? Despite the fact that we have tens of thousands of Black families in New York City who are trying to get their children into charter schools like ours, we had 9,000 applicants for 800 spots. The teachers union, and brace yourself, the NAACP have filed a lawsuit trying to shut down the 19 highest performing charter schools in New York City. The NAACP, a revered organization, of course, in my household, created a kind of twisted argument that quote-unquote equity means all students should have an equally awful education. Education is political. We shouldn't shy away from that reality. Our education and political movement was created to break the mold. We are tasked with building a better mousetrap, introducing innovation to an education sector which has long resisted it, and showing the naysayers that mediocre schooling doesn't have to be that way. The good news is, in my view, yes, you can clap. The good news is, I believe we're on the cusp of a golden era in education. In history, there are many examples of fields taking quantum leaps. In art, in the 14th century, we saw the flowering of the Renaissance. In physics, Einstein's discovery of relativity in 1916 ushered in an age of incredible progress in our understanding of the universe. In computer science, the invention of the silicon chip in 1961 led to the creation of the personal computer. We are in that period for education, a period of rapid innovation and progress in pedagogy, particularly in the teaching of young children. I believe we haven't come close to hitting the limit of what children can learn. I see that in my schools every day. Take reading comprehension, for example. In 2009 at Harlem Success Academy, we said that by the end of first grade, our students would reach level H. For you elementary people in the audience, you'll know Fontes and Punel. We thought that was an ambitious goal. Our students hit the mark. So in 2010, we decided to set a more ambitious goal. We raised the goal for our first graders to level I. Now, frankly, some of our teachers were concerned. They felt it might be unrealistic. But we said, well, let's try. Our kids hit the bar. So for 2011, we said, we'll move it to J, considered by all the experts the middle to last 3 quarters of second grade. Now, some of our teachers were even more agitated. They said that's not going to work. Let me tell you, we just finished the school year, and our first graders hit that goal. As we say in education, you get what you expect. So for 3 years now, we have raised the bar, and yet our children have met. So here's the question. What is possible for our children? What should the rigor bar be? I don't know, but it is our job to find out. What we do at our schools is we teach really, really challenging material, even if the material is above the heads of many of the children. That's considered not good in education, but we forget that is through intellectual struggle that children learn. So when we started, we taught picture books to first graders. Then we started reading more advanced books to children like Charlotte's Web or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This is in kindergarten and first grade. We found that because these were such great books, children would listen to them endlessly, even if they were hard to understand, even if they didn't know all the words. What is going to fuel new approaches approaches to schooling. I believe it's more alternatives and a diversity of pedagogical approaches. We are on the cusp of a revolution in American education, and you are fortunate to be members of an educational profession at what is perhaps one of the most exciting times in the history of our profession. But in order to seize this opportunity, there are things we must do. First, we must fight politically to protect the revolution taking place in education today. We must protect parent choice initiatives such as charter schools because they create the diversity of educational approaches that is the catalyst for innovation. Second, we must innovate in our schools every day. We must resist the temptation to do things the same way as they've always been done. And instead, we must question our own perceptions of what is possible. My fellow educators, we need to be empiricists instead of ideological about what kids can do and learn. I believe in my heart that we have the ability to make our world a better place, each one of us. In fact, we have an obligation to do so. The fight we fight today is a noble one. Together, we're changing lives and breaking the mold. But it is time for us to think bigger and act more boldly. Bigger, bolder, faster. The children in our communities are counting on us. They cannot wait. Thank you very much for everything you are doing daily to bring great teaching and learning to children all over the nation. God bless.